Today, we're going to dive into a connection that spans thousands of years, all the way from ancient, almost mystical wisdom to the super high-tech world of modern cell biology. And our guide for this whole journey? It's the humble coconut. It all really starts with a question I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. Why is it that the very drugs made to save our lives can sometimes cause so much harm? Well, the answer might not be in what we're using, but in what we're leaving behind. And to find that answer, we're turning to a plant so revered, so incredibly giving, that ancient Sanskrit texts actually called it Kalpa Vriksha, the tree which provides all the necessities of life. Of course, we know it as the coconut. But this isn't just a story about a tropical fruit. No, it's a story about a fundamental split in how we even think about healing. You see, this isn't just a clash of ingredients. It's a total clash of philosophies, and it reveals this deep dilemma that sits right at the very heart of modern medicine. This slide really just lays it all out. On one side, you've got modern drug discovery. It's a reductionist approach, right? It hunts for that one single hero molecule, yanks it out, purifies it, and sticks it in a pill. But then you have traditional practices like Ayurveda, which see the plant as a whole system. They believe that hundreds of supporting compounds all work together in synergy to give us the benefits. And this is the crucial part, to prevent harm. So to really wrap our heads around this whole idea of synergy, we can borrow a really powerful analogy from the ancient epic, the Mahabharata. Okay, so in this epic war, Arjuna was the master archer, the ultimate warrior who fought all the battles. And modern science? Well, it's always looking for the plant's Arjuna, that one powerful, active molecule that fights the disease. But it so often forgets about Krishna, the wise charioteer who never fired a single arrow, but was the one who guided, protected, and ultimately ensured Arjuna's victory. So you see, when we isolate that single active molecule, we're essentially sending a powerful warrior into battle all by himself. Yeah, we get the firepower, but we lose all the wisdom. We lose the very compounds that guide the medicine and protect the body. So, this ancient analogy is great and all, but how does it actually play out in the real world? Well, let's look inside the coconut and uncover its secrets right down to the cellular level. First, let's meet the Arjunas, the active warriors swimming around in tender coconut water. You've got L-arginine, which our bodies use to make nitric oxide. This stuff is amazing. It opens up blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and is great for your heart. And then there's this really exciting peptide, a tiny protein called CNAMP2. Get this. In lab studies, it's actually been shown to stop the growth of certain human brain cancer cells. I mean, that is truly powerful stuff. But hey, remember, Arjuna doesn't fight alone. Coconut water is also packed with these Krishnas, the supporting compounds, the charioteers. We're talking about phenolic acids, which are powerful anti-inflammatories. You've got cytokinins. These are plant hormones with potent antioxidant and even anti-aging properties. And of course, the electrolytes like potassium and magnesium that hydrate and support all our cells. So how does this team actually work? It's just beautiful biochemistry. The Krishna compounds, like those phenolic acids, they go in and turn off the body's master switch for inflammation, a thing called NF-kappa B. But at the exact same time, they flip on another switch, the NRF2 pathway, which basically tells the cell to activate its own healing and protection systems. This creates this perfect, soothing environment for the powerful Arjuna molecules to do their job effectively and safely. But this idea of holistic wisdom, it applies to the plant itself. You see, the tree of life is complex, and not all of its gifts are meant to be used in the same way. We need to be careful here. And it is absolutely vital to understand this difference. While tender coconut water is a powerhouse of hydration and nutrients, coconut oil and meat are a whole different ballgame. They're extremely high in saturated fats. And look, I know coconut oil has become super popular in a lot of health trends, but it's so important to know that major clinical associations warn that consuming too much of it can raise your LDL, that's the bad cholesterol, and that could potentially increase your cardiovascular risk. So moderation really is the name of the game. This brings us right to the core takeaway. Respecting a plant's power means you have to understand that each part has a specific role. The water is for hydration and healing. The oil is a dense energy source that should be used sparingly. True wisdom is all about knowing the difference. So, what does this all mean for the future? I mean, where do we go from here? Standing at this crossroads of ancient knowledge and modern discovery. The path forward, it's not about abandoning one for the other. It's not a choice between a lab coat and a leaf. The The future is about integration. It's about blending the brilliance of modern drug discovery with the holistic wisdom of traditional whole plant medicine. Ultimately, it comes right back to our analogy. To truly heal, we need both. We need the targeted power of Arjuna to go in and fight the disease, and we absolutely need the guiding wisdom of Krishna to drive that chariot, to protect the body, and to ensure a safe and complete victory. The coconut is just one example of this profound harmony. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other ancient wisdom, what other trees of life are just waiting out there for us to look at them, not just with our microscopes, but with a brand new sense of holistic understanding? Something to think about. Stay curious.